Hello, YouTube family. How you doing? This is Kofi Baraka, and right now you're in Kofi Baraka's world. This is season 3, episode 8. Yeah, we getting there. And this episode is entitled Naturally Chosen Ones, Mirrors and Miracles. Yeah, so this is going to be a good one. So, naturally, we're going to pray first, give God the glory. Thank you, God, for everything. Thank you, God, for just this day. Thank you for purpose. Thank you for family. Thank you for guiding us. And thank you for allowing us to be teachers at times for our seeds. Amen. Ra, Ashe, Ashe, and Ashe. God is first. All right. So, of course, we give it up to Oshun, Ogun, Ifa, Shango, Aja, Obatola, Asusi, Oso. Give it up to all the Orishas. You know what I mean? Also, you can subscribe, like, you can click the notification bell, you can comment, and you could just have a good time with the show. You know what I mean? Season 3. My message came yesterday today. I wanted to talk about mirrors. Like, we use mirrors in almost everything. We have mirrors in cars, we have mirrors in our houses. You got mirrors in your pocketbooks, you got mirrors on your car visors, your rear view mirror, your side mirrors, you got mirrors in the fitting room, you got mirrors in religious areas or religious domains. So it's like mirrors are everywhere. Mirrors are very magical. I didn't find out about mirrors. I mean, it was always in our face, you know what I mean, with, Walt Disney and, with, cartoons and stuff like that. They give you a little bit of the truth, but I didn't really get deep into the science of mirrors until like 18, 19. I actually saw a mirror. I saw a documentary talking about Michael Jackson. And part of the documentary, it was his older brother, Jackie. And Jackie was hating on Michael a little bit. In that time period, in that situation, I paint the picture for you. It was like 1978. So Michael hasn't gone solo as an adult. He has had like 3 or 4 albums with Motown, and I'm a big Michael Jackson fan. So Me and Michael, Music and Me, Ben, and all that other shit. You know what I mean? I think he had an album just called Michael. So it was like he had little solo albums from like preteen, teenager, and almost to an adult. But Off the Wall was like his first, Ergo I.E. the name of it, but that was like his first big album as an adult. He wrote in the mirror with lipstick. He put 20 million copies sold, and his brother couldn't believe it, Jackie. And his brother told him in his face, in Michael's bathroom, like, you might sell 8 million, if you're lucky, but you're not gonna sell 20 million copies. Michael the Joseph Jackson, I got that from Kid Fury, in terms of saying his full name, sold more than 20 million. He outdid his hating ass brother Jackie, and no, I'm playing with Jackie. Jackie was cool. He had a cool falsetto, and he sold even more the next couple of albums. So I say that to say even Michael knew about the mirrors. So we're gonna talk about the power of mirrors. So mirrors are portals which can transport you through different dimensions. Now, you just don't use mirrors for your appearance, and you don't use it for vanity as well. You know what I mean? It's a reason why you have it in the bathroom. You know what I mean? It's for not evil spells, but benevolent, spiritual, awakening type of spells. So, mirrors basically have a very magical, um, spiritual, properties and purposes. You know what I mean? And sometimes we don't utilize it, to that degree. Um, and with the mirror, you got to do different things in terms of you could do self affirmations. My I ams: I am wealthy, I am rich, I am at peace, I am love. You should always be grateful when you're in front of a mirror, because that's a communication, line to God. And you have to always be humble and grateful with God, because it's a universe thing, it's a reflection thing. So he can only reflect the energy, or she can only reflect the energy in terms of deploying it down to you, and you actually having some type of implorable, mechanism of receiving that information. It's just like you have to be real with the mirror. And like different mirrors can help you different ways. Like, you could put a mirror in your pocketbook and have it sold in. You could put a mirror in your wallet, male and female, have it sold in. That's a good way of protecting yourself, protecting your money, protecting your family, because a lot of things that you hold dear to your heart is in a mirror. Also, you could put mirrors if you work or have a business and you have an office or wherever your door is facing, put the mirror behind you. So if the door is facing this way, you go out this way, put the mirror behind you. So when you look back in the mirror, it basically pushes all the bad energy out, not only the facility, but out of your life and out of that room. Besides sage, incense, and those type of spiritual, artillery. You know what I mean? And of course, no mirrors facing the bedroom, like no mirrors facing your bed, I should say. And of course, don't use broken mirrors. And let me see, I'll tell you a quick story. I remember one time I got lost. My soul got lost in the mirror. One time I wasn't really spiritually grounded. So I knew about mirrors and things of that sort, and I try to, utilize it. And one time I got lost and my soul left. I looked in the mirror, and you know how people say you could look in the mirror, and I saw my reflection, but I did not recognize myself. And this was like a whole 48 hours. Like, dude, I'm right handed. I was writing with my left hand that day. I didn't even recognize myself. I didn't sound like myself. I didn't eat like my normal self. I was feeding myself with my left hand. I was writing with my left hand. And I was like, damn, this is not me. And I asked God to bring my soul back. And it came back. And I was so happy. And this is like in my mid-20s when this happened, like 26, 27. And also I used the mirror recently. And it was more beneficial. But I have more knowledge, I've been more grounded, and me and God have a good relationship. So we're going to transition to miracles. So now with the vibration you're going through, chosen one, with the blessings that's been like manifesting, you're at a high vibration. And with the high vibration, it's great to take it to the next level in terms of the miracles. Now you have to have the low expectation. Not only low expectation of people, situations, circumstances, and even emergencies. It's just like you have to have your total faith and reinsurance in God. Have a retainer like lawyers do, but with faith. Endless faith. So during this time, naturally, you got to do the right thing as much as possible and remove pressure off people. Try not to place pressure on people if you can. If it even means you biting the bullet or going harder or making more sacrifices, then by all means do so. Even myself, I'm trying to take pressure off people. Sometimes I don't even like call, or I try to stay to myself so people could live their own lives too. That's just my handle of success. It doesn't mean it works in other people's lives, and it might not. Also, having positive mental thoughts during this process really helps, to live happy, to live honest or honestly, to live on purpose. And when I say that, I mean like to do everything on purpose. What if you could see the next day? And even during this time, chosen ones, this is a great time to no fat. This is a great time for cold baths. This is a great time for fasting, grounding. This is a great time for pre-planning. That means having 15, 20 things you want to do the next day. Put it in your phone. You can write it down and look through it throughout the day so you can stay on point, so you're constantly occupied and in a good occupied and good busy. You know what I mean? Also, during this time with the miracles, rebuild and restructure your relationship with God. It could be little things, but even take out your bad habits, because taking out the bad habits, you're getting closer to God, because now you're reinstating healthy habits and good things and good purposes, and how can you say good investments within not only yourself but your community as well as spiritually. You know what I mean? Except doing something crazy, now you're fasting. Besides doing something even crazier, you're giving out, libation. You know, except saying something crazy over here, you're doing the Mayat 42. You're saying the Orisha calls. You know, you're reading quotes of our ancestors. You're talking to your own personal ancestors. So it's just like you're really getting closer to God. And people don't want to restructure. You got to restructure your relationship with God all the time. It's like software. You know what I mean? But even with the software, don't always, with your cell phone, redo your software, because that really slows up your phone in actuality. But if you do this, like I just said, miracles will arrive all the time in terms of just being grateful and humble. And also during this process, go with the flow with things. Especially when you're about to find your riches or your wealth or even your spiritual wealth, or sometimes most importantly, yourself during this process. Basically, how can you say? Go with the flow. Like I said before, have pre-plan, stay occupied in a good way, meditate, and also the miracles will multiply. I mean that, I'm seeing it in my life, and I'm just going with the flow. A lot of miracles. I think I counted maybe 6 miracles, 10 miracles. As a human, as much, and that's hard to count miracles, because God can give you 150,000 miracles. You don't know it. He could save your life so many times you don't even know it. She don't know it. Or you don't know that she's saving your life like that. So it's like, that's the good thing about God. So of course, Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. This is the end of episode 8, season 3 of Kofi Baraka show. I love you, my woke ones, and my YouTube family. Of course, peace and reflection. We're number one, our God is number one, and the journey is not done. I have a quote. So this is Kofi's quote. So my quote is, a mirror isn't just a simple reflection, but it's a tell-all movie with a packed house. Each person's interpretation of the movie, which is self, is different, with similar themes, plots, and individuality, as well as endings. So always remember that each interpretation is different. Nothing greater, nothing worse. Last toke for those who can't smoke. I want you to have a great week. Level up and accept it. I'll see you in the next dimension.